You Owe It to Yourself in 2025 is a powerful motivational compilation inspired by Eric Thomas, reminding everyone that success is personal. This isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. You owe yourself the life you dream about, the discipline you keep avoiding, and the success you've been chasing. This message lights a fire under your goals and demands that you take ownership of your journey in 2025. You owe it to yourself to stop making excuses and start making progress. You owe it to yourself to wake up with purpose every single day. You owe it to yourself to stop comparing and start competing with your past self. You owe it to yourself to grind like your future depends on it, because it does. You owe it to yourself to make pain your fuel, not your excuse. You owe it to yourself to demand more out of your time and your energy. You owe it to yourself to fight through failure and come back stronger. You owe it to yourself to block out the noise and stay laser-focused. You owe it to yourself to create a legacy that outlives you. You owe it to yourself to become everything you said you would be in 2025. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to wake up this year like your life depends on it, because it does. You've been sleeping on your talent. You've been holding back your greatness. You've been talking about what you're going to do, but it's 2025. It's time to stop talking and start doing. You owe it to yourself to get serious about your dreams, serious about your future, serious about your grind. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you success. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe you everything. You owe yourself the life you promised when you said, "This year will be different." You owe it to yourself to stop giving 70%, 80% when you've got 120% in you. You owe it to yourself to show up even when it hurts, even when you're tired, even when it feels like it's not working. You keep going because you made a promise. To you, this year is not about proving anyone else wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about doing the work in the dark so you can shine in the light. You owe it to yourself to stay locked in, to protect your peace, to guard your energy, to stop letting distractions win. You want the results? Then respect the process. Respect the pain. Respect the work. Because success isn't convenient. It's necessary. You owe it to yourself to take control of your mornings, to rise before the world does, to hit the ground running while others are sleeping. Because winners wake up with a plan, not a pillow. You owe it to yourself to grow every single day, to learn, to stretch, to push past your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. You owe it to yourself to stop fearing failure. Failure ain't the end. It's the beginning of learning. It's the lab where champions are made. You owe it to yourself to stop negotiating with your goals. Stop trying to do the minimum and expect the maximum. You owe it to yourself to do the uncomfortable, to do the unsexy, to do the hard things over and over again until greatness becomes your normal. You owe it to yourself to protect your vision. Everybody won't understand your grind. Everybody won't clap when you win. But you weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out. You owe it to yourself to stop listening to the doubt in your head. That voice that says you're not good enough, kill it with action. Kill it with effort. Kill it with execution. Because you owe it to yourself to see what happens if you don't quit this time. You owe it to yourself to stop surviving and start living. To stop waiting and start creating. To stop hoping and start hustling. Your future is waiting. Your dreams are waiting. But they're not coming to find you. You got to go get them. You owe it to yourself to fight for your destiny, to rise through resistance, to turn struggle into strength. You owe it to yourself to become the person who doesn't just dream, but delivers. So wake up, get up, push up, level up, because you owe it to yourself in 2025 to become everything you said you would be. This is your year, not just another January promise. This time it's personal. You owe it to yourself to follow through, to finish what you started, to rise and keep rising. Because in 2025, you won't just chase success. You'll become it.